welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren. And on my channel, we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel and we'll get started with the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be presenting you the bags that I sold and why. I already did a similar video about when I started my YouTube channel, so that's around 2 years ago, so it's been a while. In the meantime, I've sold some bags. I will be explaining you why they didn't work for me. So if you're curious to see the bags that I sold, then please keep on watching. So obviously I don't have any of these bags anymore, so I will be including pictures either here or here. And the first one, actually the most memorable one, would be the Louis Vuitton pochette Métis. This is a bag that I sold, and I actually made a video on the topic of why I sold this bag, why it didn't work for me. So if you're curious to hear the in-depth reasons why this bag didn't work, then I will go ahead and leave the link to the video in the little information link over here for you to see it. So basically, I wasn't satisfied with the quality of LV. It had been such a long time since I had purchased a bag from them. I had purchased like a pair of boots and I was very, very satisfied. I had purchased the LV vanity and again, I was satisfied. But here for a handbag, there were really big defects. So even though you don't pay like such a high price as Chanel, I believe I paid around $2,700 at the time, I don't expect there to be quality issues or defects on a bag like that. It's not like a $40 bag that you buy on like a market. So I don't agree with that. And then I also felt like I kind of miscalculated the intentions of me wearing the bag. So I was obviously getting the bag to wear it, you know, as a casual bag, as a day bag. It's crossbody option, very, very good for me, especially because you can adjust the straps. So that really made it nice and easy for me to wear the bag. But I intended to wear the bag kind of as an everyday bag. The thing is that on the closure system, it was yellow gold, and all of my everyday set of jewelry is white gold. So that's something that I like didn't think about until I received the bag and I was like, oof, this is not going to work for me. I really don't like mixing hardwares. I know a lot of people do that, but it's really not for me. So that was a problem. Another problem was I sent a picture to my mom and she like wrote back, oh, it looks like a school bag. It makes you look like a schoolgirl. And like, honestly, I could not get that comment out of my head. And the more I looked at the bag, the more I was like, oh yeah, you're right. It looks like, you know, like one of those 1950s school bags. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So I was like, okay, you're ridiculous. You're a teacher. You don't need like a school bag for children. So now it's weird. Yeah, it just wasn't efficient for me. So I was disappointed because I thought this would be a good option of a crossbody bag that was adjustable, that was casual, that was not too expensive, that was a practical bag, carefree and all of that, but it really didn't end up working for me. So next up, we have the Yves Saint Laurent Kate bag in size small. And I actually still have its big sister over here, which is in size medium. So the small size is actually a bag that I had acquired this year. I know, so both the Louis Vuitton pochette Métis and this bag I acquired this year, and I made a mistake on both of them. I kind of thought that it would work for me, but really it didn't at all. By the way, if you want to go ahead and see kind of a size comparison for the Yves Saint Laurent Kate bag in between small and medium, I did a video on the subject a couple of months ago, so I will go ahead and leave the link to that video in the little information link over here for you to see it. I thought that I would use this bag to go out, not necessarily like to go clubbing or anything, but more like to go on first dates. So I'm in the process of dating, which is a process to say the least. And you know, up until then, like I was showing up on first dates with either like a 10K handbag from Chanel, which is way too much, or my everyday handbag, which is an Yves Saint Laurent East West tote, but it is damaged. The leather is starting to come off from the edges and the handles, so it also wasn't great. So I thought this would kind of be an in-between, an in the middle kind of item, but I guess that even though I had very, very good reasons to get this bag, in the end, it really didn't seem to work for me. It wasn't what I was hoping for, what I was looking for. I felt like there were a couple of problems with this bag. Number one, the chain was very, very heavy compared to the size of the bag. So obviously I have its big sister, so that means it is heavy or even heavier slightly. But I feel like it's proportionate to the handbag and it just flows nicely. This one, the chain was like so heavy that it really made it difficult or unpleasant to have the handbag. It wasn't something that I, was looking forward to. I wasn't looking forward to taking the handbag out. And then something kind of similarly to what I had just explained for the Louis Vuitton pochette métisse. I know I made the mistake first for the pochette métisse and then I made it again for this one. Jesus. So it's that my everyday jewelry is in white gold. So this one, the logo is yellow gold. So I really hate mixing hardwares, and I felt like then when I would go on first dates, I would change up my entire jewelry, which would take, I don't know, 10 minutes because you have to unscrew the love bracelet. It takes forever. So it really, really wasn't practical because of that. I couldn't really bring myself to still wear my normal jewelry and have that bag. So it made things really unpractical, and I'm the kind of person who's always in the rush, who's always doing something. So I wouldn't reach for this bag anymore because I knew that it would take me forever to, adjust and adapt to it. So I was like, okay, we'll take something else. And so that's why, I decided, well, it's better to sell it than for this bag to stay in my closet forever and for it not to be used. Next up, we have the Prada two-way tote bag. And here, quite frankly, I don't really understand what got into me to have purchased this bag in the first place. So this, kind of unlike the other two bags that I've mentioned before, is a bag that I bought a long time ago. So I was waiting for God knows what to sell it because this is a bag that I have almost never worn. And the reason is the following. So first of all, I got this bag in blue and I never wear blue, like ever. So I feel like when I was growing up, I was a tomboy. My parents dressed me as a boy. I looked ugly. I had short hair, no class, no jewelry, no earrings. I mean the whole thing. No. So yeah, I'm traumatized with blue, so I'm never wearing blue again. So now I wear, colors like red, like today, black, a lot of it, white, some neutral colors, beige. So the problem with that is having the blue bag made it very difficult for me to kind of adjust it to my wardrobe. My wardrobe is mainly black and other colors, so that wasn't working. And then the shape of the bag is super weird. So it is bulky, it is a big bag, but the shape is kind of like more like a rectangle. So it's kind of like longer, like here. So it's narrow in a sense, but thick, if that makes sense, and then like long. You'll see from the picture, but it made it super weird to hold this bag. I didn't feel like it was flattering, and I still don't really feel like it's flattering for any kind of body shape or size, whether you're tall, short, skinny, not skinny. Frankly, like, I don't really think this works for anyone. It really wasn't a good purchase. I feel like it was definitely an impulse purchase. It is something that I got at the outlets. And like I've already said many times on my channel, you should never get anything at the outlets. I should follow my own advice. But it is something that I, saw at the outlets that I liked at the time. I think the thing that I liked the most was the price, to be honest. And I kind of purchased it for that reason, for the price, without really thinking about like, how am I going to be able to wear this? Will this fit for me, for my lifestyle, for my body shape, with my wardrobe? And I really didn't think. So I acquired this handbag, and I never really used it, maybe a couple of times. So luckily, because I was able to get it at the outlets, I actually didn't really waste any money. I think that I was able to resell it for about the asking price at the outlets. So that's fine in a sense, but it's still quite upsetting because I should have known better. Especially now, I feel like I'm no longer in the beginning of my designer bag collection, so I should be able to tell what will or will not work for me, or I should be able to make better decisions and to do more research. By the way, if you're curious to see kind of the current stage of my bag collection and kind of compare, you know, what I have, what I don't have, the spots that are missing that still need to be filled out, then I will go ahead and leave the link to that video in the little information link over here for you to see it. When I do purchase a new handbag, it is a consideration that I try to have. Is this something that's going to fill a gap in my bag collection, or on the contrary, is it something that like I more or less already have? And here I didn't have it, and I think that's also why I got influenced more or less by myself to get it, because I didn't have anything like that in my bag collection, but I guess it was for a good reason. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I do want to put out here that it's not because these bags did not work for me or because I didn't like them that they may not work very well for you. I feel like we are all very different. We all have different lifestyles, different expectations, different bag collections. So if a bag didn't work for me, doesn't mean that it won't work for you. For example, the Vuitton pochette métisse is hugely popular. But yeah, for me, it just wasn't a great choice at the time. It also doesn't mean that later in my life, it won't be a good choice. But it's just right now, these bags did not work for me, and that's why I sold them. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.